The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, 960 Tuesdays. We've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In studio, not in a hotel. But we're going back to the hotel next week. But Dudders will be with me that time. I don't know if she'll be on this show, but she'll be around. Anyways, either way, we are back in. It's going to be there's a lot of wrestling to talk about from this last week. Of course, with me to catch up on all that is the Rizz.
Hi. I feel like we've been talking about R-Truth for way too long.
Oh, not long enough, baby. Only the last 30 years. Come on. I mean, come on.
He deserves every bit of our talk.
Everything. We will talk so much about it. Also with us to talk up the R-Truth, the truth, and nothing but the truth is the Zeke, the whole Zeke, and nothing but the Zeke.
And their tacos.
And the tacos. I don't know what it is. Out of the corner of my eye, I keep seeing your hat and thinking, did you put a wig on?
No,
I don't know what's
it's
it's
if I do it, if I put the other way, it just looks weird.
I mean, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's cool. It's cool. There you go. There you go.
Can I hear?
Represent,
there you go.
Represent.
Now I'm official.
I mean, you're cool the other way. I just out of the corner of my eye because I'm working and not paying full attention.
Now you can see what my hat says.
I was like, what's going on over there? Here you go.
Can I see what my hat says?
Anyway, Zeke, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Of our one of two times we'll be in studio this month. So
I think I'm due to come in. I think the last time I was here. Winter time?
It was a few months ago. Yeah, we got to at least have a seasonal Zeke.
Yeah,
Zeke
for a Zeke
for every season.
Every season.
A Zeke for every season. I like it. There you go.
There you go.
By the way, this popped up here. Is Effie goes live on Twitch, and you were popping up this show and you saw that Effie was playing some 880 wrestling.
Yeah,
I looked at it was Angelo Carter and Junie Underwood was happening over there from the old New Ken location. So that's
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Thanks, Effie.
He's off it now, but yeah.
Enjoy it.
That's awesome. Looks like Junie's in the chat too. But anyways,
hey Junie,
cool.
How is it living my dream?
Oh no. Junie's in Effie's chat room because I got Effie's talking about he's got training cards.
Junie, how is it living my dream, man? He's doing all these cool dream matches.
Oh yeah,
yeah, which is cool. I love it for her. I keep texting like, dude, you just live my dreams.
I see Junie coming around. There you go. But anyways, there's a ton to talk about. We're gonna catch up with what Zeke's up to and everything, and talk about God knows what in wrestling this week. But I think the first thing we obviously need to talk about is Ron the Truth killings.
Finally.
Oh my God.
That feels so good to
Listen,
say.
I saw the clips. I saw the images. I'm watching Ron delay and I still got chills seeing it happen.
I haven't been this excited
promo.
since he smoked cigarettes on TV. Let's be honest.
I know his TNA guy right on it and says, here's a video of the entire history of Ron killings in TNA.
Here it is. Here it is.
TNA is really good to capitalize on that. I'm trying to take some cues off of that actually lately. So after some recent conversations, but anyways, so we talked about last week. WWE made a big mistake. They're chanting R-Truth's not employed anymore. What a mistake, and then we come around to Money in the Bank, a run in. He hits Cena with the belt. Obviously, he comes out on Monday. What comes of this is he's not Goofy Truth anymore, which I don't know because I mean,
who cares?
I'm hoping I'm hoping the general fan base appreciates him as him.
It's R-Truth.
Yes,
it's Ron killings.
Yes,
we're just here to and I hate the discussion that we're having on social media with people is it a work? Is it not a work? Who gives a damn?
Who cares?
All we knew, if it was a work or not, our favorite wrestlers getting paid. Mm-hmm. Can we just celebrate? Mm-hmm. Can we just appreciate that even if it was a work, that you guys cheered on this man's job back? Mm-hmm. Can we just enjoy that? If like, who
But
cares if it was a work or
because
not?
What about Carlito?
I'm sorry.
Justice for Carlito.
Right.
What about Carlito?
Justice
I understand.
for Carlito. He did get a PlayStation 5 valid deal, so I can't be too sad
He did,
about
and
that.
he
But he
did win a
was
title.
he
He
missed.
did win a title right after he got released.
He did. He took over Puerto Rico or something.
There you go.
Right? He went home.
His own like his dad's company. I
Well,
think.
yeah, sure. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we can get buzz.
Just
Help out back home. You know, as it is. You know,
Like we got one. Like
go back to the
one
farm.
good story out of this.
Yeah.
You can't just be happy for that.
Yes.
You can't just be happy for that. Like
Yes.
damn. Like
They're wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
they're never happy.
They'll find it.
Wow.
They're already on to Karrion Cross.
What's the
They got
complaint now?
R-Truth.
What's the
Now
complaint
it's
now?
Karrion Cross.
Oh, we talked about a little bit about the Karrion Cross. I don't think is there any new developments in the Karrion Cross situation. I've seen the clips. Around
He
a
was
little bit.
there. He was there Monday and said hi to Sami Zayn.
Oh, was that? I didn't even remember that happening. Watching Raw on Monday. But yeah, no, Karrion Cross, of course, you know, we were talking about a little bit beforehand, off air on the Patreon feed. But kind of the argument, and we talked about this on the show. I think we litigated this already. But Zeke, if you want to put some opinions in here, well, what do you think about the truth situation in general, though? You know, do you care if it was a work or not?
No.
No.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It
No.
got you. It got you.
It got you to
It
care.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It
Doesn't-
doesn't.
You're watching wrestling.
Yeah.
If you're pissed because somebody lied to you, you're
I
watching
think-
the
yeah,
wrong
I think
program.
you're watching the wrong
You're
program.
watching the way
Woo!
wrong program. Here's the secret. Here's the secret. All the lies they tell you are true.
But at the same time, here's the thing, guys. If it was real, if this actually happened, he got released. The fans cheered him back, had this protest movement in a sense.
Mhm.
And TKO, whoever raised the contracts up, was like, you know what? Let's just give him like 3 more years.
Yeah.
And he got his job back.
Allegedly.
Got the run in on the champion.
Got
the
his
champion of the-
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, work or not, aren't we just happy that we have him back?
Yeah.
That should be the tail end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is fucking minutia. I was like, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, this could be a sign of weakness. Dude, this is wrestling.
They're making money.
Yeah.
They're making money.
They don't
The sign
care.
of weakness is when they stop making money. Because
The sign of weakness is when they move Mania from what's called Louisiana to New York.
was
Las
that
Vegas.
weakness?
But if they move it back, if they move it back, I'll be like, ooh, see, now that's a sign of weakness.
I mean, New Orleans got to be pissed right now.
Oh,
So
dude.
they got to be so
Okay.
pissed.
Bank though, it's fine.
Could you imagine if we're sitting here and like you're going to get WrestleMania in Pittsburgh next year? Like, yeah, let's go. It's like, actually, you're going to get Money in the Bank in August. What? What?
Actually,
What? Wait, what? What the hell? You know?
I understand, but like if we are also subject, like cars subject to change, then I think when it says cars
venue
subject to change,
venue
it's-
subject to change.
everything is subject to change.
We're just like it's like
unfortunately.
not to use a
I get
metaphor.
it. I get it if they announced it and you bought tickets already for the
Uh-huh.
Mercedes. No, like I would be like, yeah,
not
bro.
to use a
But, like-
unfortunately political metaphor, but it's like the president because The Rock announced New Orleans. It's like, well,
Right.
The Rock's not around right now, so we just changed it, just because
Yeah.
new administration or
Right.
something. Which I don't know what's going on. Allegedly, there's a pissing contest between The
don't
Rock and WWE.
I don't care.
Allegedly,
I just don't care. Like,
which I'm sure will lead into a match at SummerSlam.
if
So
We're still gonna watch.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
People are still gonna watch.
are you interested? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you are the mad people are still gonna watch?
I think people. You would just enjoy wrestling. You just kind of took the ego out of it. Like you just kind of like, why
I
do you
wouldn't even think it's
care?
ego. I mean, I
just
think
watch it.
you do get the people that like get their rocks off on spouting their opinions on the internet. But
What are you
but
talking
about
What are
wrestling?
you talking about, Sorg?
I mean, just the people with the podcast are just putting their uninformed opinions out on the internet for all to share and comment on. But again,
It sounds boring.
it sounds
That's what
boring.
you're to enjoy
No,
wrestling. damn it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
exactly.
enjoy it.
Like I don't, I'm hoping the stuff we do here, we don't say things that are on purpose inflammatory to get reactions.
Oh, that's
But
not what
I
you're supposed to do.
but I do intend them to be conversation starters.
I mean, I can be inflammatory, Sorg.
Yes, and yes, you can be inflammatory. We're very aware of this, Zeke. So,
very good at that.
move your microphone down a little bit, please.
Got you.
Just pointing at your mouth. You get it pointing at your mouth over there.
It's such a
It's
weird
okay.
little
It just you were
mic stand.
really relaxed. It was like pointing at your eyeball,
It's
and
okay.
that's not the talky part.
The couch. It's the couch's fault.
No, the couch is absorbing you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The couch is absorbing me, guys.
Let me
That's
fix
why I
it.
wore a different
We're gonna
color
fix
this time.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go for the visual. There you go. All right. There you go. Anyways, back to it. So yeah, we're here for the ride, and things like people calling out CM Punk for, downing on everybody who goes to Saudi Arabia. Now he's going to main event a Saudi Arabia show with John Cena.
No, watch
Yeah,
it.
you know what, man?
Yeah,
Money
man.
kind of talks.
Money
He's
talks.
in the
It was
ecosystem.
talking. It was
When-
talking.
You're mad when you're out. You're mad when you're outside the house.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But as soon as they let you in and share the goods, you're gonna be okay with it.
I mean,
no.
That's why you shouldn't idolize people.
No.
This is why, people, because
Yes.
eventually they're gonna do something that you totally disagree with, and your
Mhm.
foundation of a person now, wherever this person that you base like this whole thing off of, is gonna crumble. Like Punk, no matter what, is a person, and if tempted, can be tempted to do anything. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Where it was money, where it was the match.
This
where
is
it's-
why
like it could
people
have been anything.
people get down on me because I said Chris Jericho's my favorite wrestler. Oh, but he said this and does this and has these people on his podcast. I don't care.
Mhm.
Chris Jericho
Yeah, you
is-
referring to his work
is-
in the ring,
is what I'm a fan of.
right?
Chris Irvine
I don't give a fuck.
is
about that.
probably an asshole, and I
Yeah.
don't care.
I don't care.
We was having a discussion with a client actually a couple weeks ago. It was like we were talking wrestling. He's just like he's looking at my stuff out here in the hallway, because we have like Hogan's there, and he's like, he's kind of an activist mindset, so he's just like, oh, this guy. I'm just like, yeah, I'm a Hulk Hogan fan, not a Terry Bollea. He's like, that's the right answer. So
I don't give a fuck about Terry.
yeah, exactly.
I was
No,
that was
no.
an open. I don't give a
Dude,
fuck about
Seth
Terry.
Rollins talking about Hulk Hogan. Did you see this clip
I
that came
think
up
so,
this
yeah.
week where he's just like roasting him? It's like, he's like,
I just love when here's my thing. I knew we was talking about a partner about like the 45-65-year-old age gap, like always
Mhm,
voting
mhm.
up here. I love pissing those guys off with the statement. I don't give a fuck about Terry.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan, because it was like, well, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, dog. I was not watching Hulk Hogan.
Mhm. No, not you. What is it?
Nor was my
Obviously,
dad. Nor was anyone from the South.
Listen, Andrew Carnegie laid a lot of groundwork. Andrew Carnegie was also a pretty shitty human being when it
Right,
came
right,
down to
right.
it, right?
I like-
it's great we got some libraries around
I
here.
love the Natural Houston.
I
love that
there's
shit.
some good that came out of it,
Fuck
but
'em.
there was bad first,
Fuck 'em.
and both things can be true.
I can understand, like, hey, but here's the thing with professional wrestlers. They're like, well, Hogan did this. Hogan draw this. It's like, oh, you think Hogan's real.
You think Hogan's the real
I
person?
think we are far from the key of the
you
conversation.
think Mr. Nanny was real? You
Yeah.
think the suburban?
so
commando-
when this is like when someone's
Yeah.
talking about Harry Potter as if it's world events at that point.
yeah.
Like, oh, you think Harry actually did this?
Listen,
You don't get this is like an authorship. This is like a fictional story.
Listen, we talk about the suspension of disbelief,
Mhm.
but you got to come back.
Some people refuse to come back.
Yeah. Some people just want to
And
live
that's the
there.
thing. It's like, yeah, dude,
I wanna
Vince
live-
drew
I
that
mean,
money. Vince
listen,
booked that.
Listen, I want to live in Disney World, but I got to
I-
come back to work.
I understand.
I want to live in the fantasy world, and I think about it a lot. But I need to be here
I
right
just
now.
love it when people are arrested say like, well, this person drew this much money and drew this many people. No. The booker drew that.
It. Yes.
Right.
The wrestler
Right.
executed on the plan
Like,
and
good
brought
job.
his own bit to
I'm
it.
not trying to take what we do away as
but
wrestlers.
somebody
but like,
signed off on him being in that position.
mhm.
So,
let's
Hulk Hogan did not book the Pontiac Silverdome.
let's just call it
And-
what it is.
Yep.
Like
yep.
a lot of people, like they can't pull it back. Like they want to be like, "Well, you're a marker," like, but Hogan drew it. Shut up.
Yep.
Shut up. Hogan doesn't draw
They
anything.
both did.
Mhm.
Like Hogan didn't draw anything.
It was a team effort.
It was a team.
Turns out wrestling's a
effort.
team sport.
It's almost
And
like
promotion.
it's not like you got work to be saying that.
Yeah.
'Cause why are you spitting out that talking point? We are adults.
Mhm.
Like okay, I understand what he's meant in the WWE ethos, but no one cares, dude.
Mhm.
If it could have been red and yellow or purple and gray, and that could have been just as much as Hogan Terry as Hulk Hogan. Like it didn't really matter. The marketing was right, the market conditions were right, the crowd was right, the story was there. So Vince fucking booked it. It's just that
like
simple.
how many people before Hogan slammed Andre?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
he is not the.
Well,
if you believe,
turns out maybe a couple people, but but
if you truly believe that Hulk was the first and only one, woo-wee, I would hate to tell you what happened.
Oh man, that was like the Santa Claus moment when I found out that it wasn't the first. It was
like
crazy. But again, you could do that back then. You can't do that today.
But that's the thing, that they want to like have those stereotypes. Like, well, this is the only person. Dude, 2025, we kind of know what happens. Like nowadays, we knew what happened every decade in every state in wrestling.
Yeah.
There's literally records of it. Do not sit here and try to tell me
there was no cage match in the 80s. There was Meltzer, and that was
Meltzer was our
fuzzy.
cage match.
That was fuzzy.
There was Apter.
There was Apter. Yeah,
there was Apter.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
respectable wrestling journalist, Bill Apter, and a wonderful human being.
Time to literally sit here and say, look, we're going to categorize this and like market this. So if anyone starts saying, well, this person drew this much, no, dog, the booker drew that much. You really need to understand that, like, right now.
Well,
and I'm willing to give our flowers on Vince for booking that. Sure, dude, you packed out stadiums. That's awesome.
Well, as we've been discussing here, not only is wrestling a team effort with that thing, so is podcasting on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. So thank you, my co-hosts and my guests. Although Zeke's practically a co-host at this point. And also, everybody that does support us on patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. We get some exclusive content, perks, and more. We get a little extra Patreon when we're in studio, at least, and including the Patreon feed when we're in here as well. And thank you everybody that does support the show over there on the Patreon as well. Thank you everybody, including Bo Diggity!
It was so weird when you did that, and it cut out on the Zoom feed. It was really weird.
And also,
it was like you're going backwards.
And also, where did I put this one? There it is. Oh, I didn't update this last week. Okay, that's interesting. Team Hammerfist, Tupac family, Bubba Brewer of the Triple B Podcast, APWF, Jason Friends in French.
You got this.
I
believe in you, Sorg.
Phonics. Sound out.
The Bobby Club level, David Profit Ponder, Wrestling Trenchcoat, Tony Kincaid, the returning True Prince of Pro, and at the Beats Club level, Rizz.
Oh, I'm not there yet. Shit.
Oh.
I'm not there yet. Didn't see that yet.
And Bradley.
Hey.
Oh.
That's gonna live in the Hall of Fame someday.
Oh man, thank you.
We need to print this as a shirt.
Oh my gosh, we do.
This needs to be a shirt,
don't we? We do gotta make that shirt. I like it. I like it. It has to be
or at least a polo shirt.
Exactly as shitty, just in the corner there, right? Because exactly as shitty resolution as that's coming out right now. Let's do it that way.
I like it.
You know, we can make it a full, like a button up, like one of those Hawaiian shirts with a full like print. You know, like,
and then like. Maybe we can get a scarf too. Get a scarf and put it on a scarf.
Coming soon to shop.wrestlingmayhemshow.com. So which everything's back in stock, by the way. Although I don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs, so keep that in mind. You may have to get a little bit extra. We bought something significant that was 3 figures piece of equipment, and we got a call for like a $400 tariff bill, and it was like, yeah, we'll find another means to do this. So anyways,
my pockets hurt for you, brother.
Boy, that's the first one I ran into, first of probably many. So I have to really consider my gear upgrades very, very interestingly in the next year or so.
I localized it.
I'm trying.
I just told you about my gears.
But look around, look at what's in the studio. This ain't. This is, they don't make this in Texas. Well, I was going to transition into something. Mad One wants us to talk about the journalistic integrity of Wade Barrett comparing the nipples of Gable and Americano to prove that they aren't the same person. I really need to hear Zeke's take on this. Wade Barrett was alluding that that based on looking at the nipples of Chad Gable and El Grande Americano, that they were definitely a different person. Now, by contrast, I was watching a clip from the Raw podcast with Sam Roberts, where he was alluding to Big E had made a comment that on whether they were the same person, because I can't remember if he was affirmation that they were the same person or not, but based on the fact that he's seen Chad in the shower and knows that body when he sees it, was the quote.
There's a lot of speculation here.
There's a lot of speculation. What say you? I was specifically asked to ask you about this.
I think it's a wild statement to identify someone based on nippleage.
Could you recognize somebody based on their nipples?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay, I didn't know this was a wrestler thing or not, so we just we just seeing we got an expert
I
opinion.
feel like that was
here.
a trick question. I feel like someone's going to be in the comments now. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? I'm like,
I think it's like there's something
whoa.
special, like a third
one.
Like I knew a girl with a third nipple.
Like
you
someone,
know,
like okay,
yeah.
But like, what do you mean you knew? What?
The
There's so much other
the
questions.
gypsy from Mallrats, for instance. Gina Lynn.
Sorg, I'm 25. I can only do so much.
I know.
I still haven't watched any
I don't
of
know.
those,
I'm not accepting your non-answer here. Riz, what's your nipple? What's your nipple opinion?
I mean, Wade's got a point. He's got, well, actually, 2 points. But
Heyo.
what?
I also know people missing a nipple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
why are you
my
telling us
question
this,
is
Sorg?
this. My
What
question
is-
would
what
be
is-
if you could identify or at least confirm there's two different people based on simply of the image of the nipple.
Uh-huh.
So if we did it,
Right, like
Are we deep diving this
Like,
topic right now?
at this point, I'm just like, okay, what else could be different then? Like if it's a different body then.
Is
Like,
Wade Barrett a nipple expert? I think is the first question. we
my
need to
question
answer.
is, so
Mm.
Wade Barrett.
Yes. Stu.
Why is that the only? Why is that the part that you notice that's different?
Because that's the part that's exposed.
well,
The average wrestler in the Fed is like 260,
Depends.
5'11". You know, at all that mass, you're looking at the.
There's a lot happening there, but that's where he's
You're
zeroed
looking
in
at the
on,
chest
and that's
like
where
that,
he
Stu?
knows. That's where he can tell the difference.
Not the not like movement
Is it
or
the
like
state of it? Is
your
it
secrecies or things like that.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
nothing like that. No like
Mhm.
weird ticks or something. You gonna look at the
Just
straight on,
just right
straight
there.
on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't think that's how nipples work, Riz. I don't think that gesture is how.
I know,
I mean,
don't.
I'm not looking at that part of the internet. At
feel
least.
like this question
Yeah.
is either a non-starter or a trick question. I feel like this
Yeah.
is one of those.
You think this is a clickbait question?
I think this is one of them quantum questions.
Quantum questions?
Schrodinger's question. I don't know.
what?
I don't know. So
Schrodinger's?
Schrodinger's. Where is
Schrodinger's nipple is the problem.
I
Show
never-
title is Schrodinger's nipple with Zeke Mercer.
Don't put the Zeke Mercer part.
With Zeke, it was whatever it is with Zeke Mercer. So that's where we're at. Show title.
He's gonna write that down, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell Schrodinger.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, there's like a weird
quantum nipple. There you go.
I'll figure it out later. So it's okay. It's in the
AI can help
Facebook
with the
group.
spell check.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what AI's for. We were
AI
talking about
can
the
help
last
spell
show.
check.
Anyways, wow. Okay, so not the nipple, not the shower experience. I mean, I think the shower experience would be a little more. Anyways, we're not.
I
I mean,
I feel
get
that's
why
another deep
Wade
dive.
said it.
I mean, I think not from experience or nothing, but you know. But
Yeah.
I mean, either way, Wade Barrett is a journalist, okay, and a broadcast journalist, and is apparently a nipple investigative journalist.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And you see that
I was trying to acronym that, but
Why are you doing?
I was
Why are
trying
you
to-
doing that?
I was trying to
Why are you-
acronym.
okay.
No, I was working on the
First of all-
acronym, but I
First
think it's
of all-
problematic.
No.
Yeah,
Time out. First of all, you talked about how I did this,
this is my thinking finger.
but then you go like this
Yeah,
to
this is
commentate.
it's just thinky finger right here.
Like-
That's what's happening. We already see.
I don't try to bring me. I don't know anything about.
All right. Next question from the Facebook group, because I do ask in the Facebook group every week. I'm trying to, hey, what do you guys want to talk about on the show? I want to make sure we inform exactly what you want to bring up on the show. Let's talk about Mr. Iguana.
What about?
Have we seen Mr. Iguana?
I've seen clips.
You've seen clips of Mr.
No,
Iguana?
I understand this is a wrestling podcast.
Allegedly.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
There's so much wrestling going on,
Yes.
and I help run a wrestling show.
Yes.
I don't have time to watch wrestling.
But
that.
I don't
I've
care
seen
what
clips.
you have time for.
I've seen clips.
You've seen
of it.
Mr. Iguana.
It's
You get the
interesting.
gist of Mr. Iguana. I filmed Mr. Iguana before. And what? No. No. It was
Really?
in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I think, for Warrior
Sweet.
Wrestling. If I recall correctly, it was it's online. I found it on Cage Match at least. But I do remember the commentator. I think I said this off air.
Oh, yeah.
The commentator questioning, is he a lizard or does he think he's a lizard? And of course, is that puppet situation? And okay, and it was on the AAA show. That lizard has been on every show since in some fashion. They had a highlight video of him exclusively, and I think he was the only one that had a highlight video on Raw from that reaction because everybody got to experience it
So
for the first time.
when people were criticizing Harley Cameron for getting that puppet over, now they look dumb as hell.
But yeah, this
now they look really
I'm
dumb
pretty
as
sure
hell.
the lizard gave somebody a Rana. Okay,
It's over to
on
me.
WWE's YouTube on
It's over to
Saturday.
me, brother.
That's
That's all I gotta
here
say.
for it. Everybody,
Ventriloquism is over in
it
wrestling.
was the best thing ever. Now we needed to team with R-Truth. That guy's gonna be a Raw thing, guy, lizard, species, whatever, is gonna be on Raw within the next month.
That's pretty cool.
I guarantee it. Going to be
There
on Raw,
has to-
SmackDown. Going to be
there-
on TV in some capacity.
There has to be a puppet coming soon. Like on
Puppet. Oh my God!
on-
They're going
on
to
WWE
merchandise.
if they make
Just
the
even
iguana
the-
section, everyone just has one on their shoulder.
Yes, I
Yep.
mean AAA does have their own merch page, so I'm curious. AAA Wrestling. Well, actually, the website they give is basically just their shop. Anytime I've
It'd
looked
be
it up,
so wild. It went like you type in AAA merch.com and it took it
WWE's
to
shop.
the WWE shop.
wouldn't that be
I would
wild?
trip out.
No,
I was
you
like,
go to Lucha Libre AAA, and it's basically a shop page, right?
Sweet.
Yeah, let's go ahead and translate that. Let's go
All
ahead.
that,
Let's
please.
go ahead and just go and do that.
Please and translate.
Oh, psycho clown.
there's already
You know.
Mr. Iguana shirts
I love
selling
that
for
for them.
$35
on WWE Shop.
on WWE Shop.
No way.
I love that for them.
hmm
Let's take a look at that. Where are those at? Are they in the front page? Are we?
No.
R-Truth's
Our truth there.
There's
all over it. Okay, we got our money in the bank stuff.
You have to actually search for
I
it.
gotta search for it. They're not gonna put Iguana on the front page. Justice for Iguana.
They
Come
can't-
on.
Hey man, ever since
Iguana.
the real WWF
Look at
smacked them
that.
down, they're scared.
got his trading card, and he's got a very standard T-shirt. There you
I
go.
love that. See,
Mr. Iguana. Look at that.
That's fun.
Monetize. Listen. It's a lot of characters, right? It's a lot of characters that now can be included in the Mattel deal. Don't you want a Mr. Iguana action figure now for the kids or yourself?
I mean, no. I have wrestling gear. That's too much.
Riz
money
does.
right there.
Riz does.
I probably do.
Yeah, you
Hey.
showed me your new gear. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with that bill first.
So-
before you
I
get
already
your
paid
iguanas.
that bill. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I already paid that
Now
bill.
looking at go ahead.
I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah. So I was looking at that, like just searching for that, and then
Mhm.
for some reason, the next things that they showed were like the old Wrestle Buddy style
Well, that's
dolls,
cool.
like the
Mhm.
plushies.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm going on off of a tangent here. We're going
Oh,
to
here
talk
we
about
go.
Mr.
Here we
Iguana
go.
shortly, but the LA Knight one looks disturbing.
Where's this one? Where's this at?
They're called bleacher creatures.
Good.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that name.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I got you here. All right, so
Like that's
It-
LA Knight.
okay, that's like
On the right.
like it's still Bleacher Creatures with the Seth Rollins, but they look more wrestling
Mhm.
buddy for this one.
Like,
but
So that one's an old Wrestle Buddy there,
yeah.
and then Otis looking sad.
Oh my gosh, that's a peculiar Otis there. Yeah, some of them have the broad shoulder wrestle buddy look, and others have like more of a doll look to them. It's really
Doll,
interesting, isn't it? So,
Like I want the Otis one in the shape of the Hogan one.
Like
Like I feel like that would be better.
a little more huggable, right?
Yeah.
They're actually, and look, they're different scales. Those are $50 ones versus $23 ones. So they're probably just
that's true.
scaled down one for affordability.
Mr. Partner, I agree with you completely with that comment.
They got a Mr. T. What's that with my bleacher creatures sound like groupies?
I agree with that comment.
Yeah,
That's why I was like,
I've heard that.
Gotta use that someplace where, anyways. Wow. I was just thinking some places you could use that. Moving on.
Yeah.
From that. So no, Mr. Iguana, and I love this. Who is True Prince Pros in the chat saying I'm pushing for Mr. Iguana to join Chase U and NXT and for him to become a class pet of the university. I like
The class
this.
Iguana.
Yes, the class Iguana. Oh my gosh. So and really that probably makes more sense that a lot of these AAA guys will kind of show up more in NXT. I mean, I guess we did have Octagon was on the pay-per-view against Dominic. I'm loving the play that they got there. I hope we cross-pollinate a little bit more. I hope somebody can tell me how I can watch Triple Mania because I can't figure it out.
Dude,
And it's like Saturday.
If I want to watch Triple Mania the last I don't know, my whole life, I just go with Daily Motion.
There's that. But
I don't even know how it's gonna work now because now I bet the WWE's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make sure that never happens.
Mhm.
But I have no idea. I could not tell you. I'm a true wrestling fan in the sense of yeah, I can't really afford to watch that. I gotta find some other way to do it
Mhm.
because that's how it was. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, I didn't buy the pay-per-views.
Mhm.
I went on AOL in the chat room,
Yeah, right.
and then
That's
they
right.
were describing what was happening in the chat room.
Oh,
Mhm.
a live feed.
And- Yes.
I love it.
I'm old.
Yeah, I'm
No,
seeing
I
it.
love
I can't see on their YouTube or anything. I'm trying to find
They're gonna tell.
Any
They're gonna
kind
tell us
of-
the day before.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe it'll end up on WWE's YouTube since, it was on Triller at least a year ago. And that hasn't been updated from the looks of things. Maybe I have to move it to a different country in order to do it. I don't know. And of course we do know, they were doing American feeds, on Triller. So I'm kind of, I guess I have somebody I can ask. Actually, I have probably two people I can ask. So
I got a couple people.
now I
still.
think about it, that may work for
I
the
got a
company.
couple people I can always watch.
May or may
a
not
pay-per-view
still-
at.
What's that?
I always got 4 to 5 friends, so I can be like, "Yo, I want to watch this pay-per-view from this year. You got any access to it?" They're like, "Yeah, actually, give me like a day or two. I'll get you."
You gotta admit, there is more. It was introduced to a new audience, and I think there is a little bit. I feel like, at least in the circles I'm watching, there's more of a, what's happening in Mexico? I need to pay attention to this, and it's not just the. I appreciate the luchadors that they bring up into WWE and everything, but they've been kind of sanitized, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, talking about the match, what was it, an 8-man match that they had about a month ago or so, that was just the most luchador thing I've ever seen in WWE. Right. It was crazy good, right? I was like, they never let them do this kind of stuff here. And I love that they have this, and it's so crazy down there. And I hope it's more, the platform gets elevated rather than the product gets WWE-ized, but
there's going to be some of that.
There's going to be some of that.
To be,
there's going to be.
They want their wrestlers to be very transient in that way.
Yeah.
They should be able to take you from Raw to AAA to NXT to SmackDown to Worlds Collide, and I should be able to throw you to the Indies for a weekend, bring you back, and you could do my big show on the end. You should be able to do that.
Aren't we almost doing that now?
They've made
you got guys going from TNA, and now AAA is going to be a part of this. TNA people are going to AAA. They already had a relationship with AAA. It's all kind of coming together.
I think when people were saying in a couple years ago, it was the Fed will have to work with the indies. No, the Fed made their own indies.
Yeah.
They made their own league.
Yeah, they made their own league. They're buying into one. They're partnering with another, and it's people that they can have these agreements, and they know that will be professional. Working with the indies is kind of a crapshoot. Even you're working with the high level indies,
still a crapshoot.
It not that I don't want to call it a crapshoot when I talk about GCWs and Defy Wrestling, because they're obviously at the top as far as that goes. But it's still a different level of things, from production quality to what happens there, and you're putting your talent that you're paying a lot of money into these kind of unknown environments, right? Of a source, again, better than most, but still, Obviously, there is something with the WWID program where they are kind of, putting a stamp on certain promotions like that. So,
That's another thing. Like when they put out those like ID, that whole thing. I remember like this wasn't just like wrestlers knowing where these schools were. People knew where these schools were. You knew exactly where to go. If you're in the South, you got Texas. If you're in the East Coast, you got Atlanta. You got Northeast, you got Monster Factory. You got Seth Rollins' school. There's so many places where it's like, hey, even if you can't get the full time, these are like the locust things, like the most closest options you got all across the country. Like if you want to get into WWE, like I said earlier, it hasn't been an easier time in concept. I understand, like in
lowering the barrier.
I understand practice now. I get that no one's gonna make it. That's not lost on me. Okay, but like in theory, for someone who's like, take any other wrestler's been here since like 10 years ago. Look how easy it is now comparatively. Look how easy it is to get on television.
I got a hot tip.
Oh, nice.
I got a tip that you can virtually take a trip with HBO Max to Monterey. And yeah, it's there. There's definitely some stuff there.
Sweet.
So just putting that out there. If you can read between the tea leaves on that, have fun with that. Because I'm going to potentially this weekend.
Yep.
Because there's definitely, I'm sure this is not in English, Noches de Lucha Libre AAA.
Oh, yeah, there we
I'm
go.
looking at like at least
There
4
we go.
episodes here. Oh my
Here we
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Real wrestling fans don't even translate.
Oh my
when anime
gosh.
fans, they're like, oh, sub or
I
dub.
think I'm
Wrestling fans don't give a damn.
I think I'm finally going to learn Spanish, guys. So actually, I've been watching a lot of TikToks because there've been Mr. Iguana and others being interviewed from this weekend, and they're being translated. There's a great one. They dropped one of the Spanish announced team at WrestleMania reacting to Grande Americano coming out. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty great. Like just seeing that reaction and everything like that. So I really kind of appreciated that. So Rizz, you watched the AAA show, right? So generally, other than Mr. Iguana that I'm just gushing over, what was your kind of vibe from that?
I mean, they let it, like, even the WWE people will let it all hang.
Dude.
Like,
dude,
I mean,
Javon was going crazy.
Javon,
dude, it's crazy that I've met that guy like years ago. Just like a cool kid from the South, like another one, like a Southern kid. So the other was like, oh, well, cool to meet you in West Virginia, by the way.
Love it.
West Virginia, by the way.
Love
I love everything. Like I've like kept up with Javon, like just watching what the fuck he's been doing, like through DPW and everything. Like, god damn it, he's so good. Just like, it's like no Justin, like, dude, like, kill it. I hope they like have to give you more money every time your contract's up. Like they have to. I hope it's a bidding war for you. I hope you have TK and Triple H on tour just talking hot shit because they just want to fucking sign you. I just really like, dude. I don't know how, like, it's so cool to watch him like just kill it. I love it. I can't stop gushing over like how cool, like this moveset is. The moveset is cool. Like it's just like watching him, and like now he has this cool defining moveset. I feel like he's comfortable doing. It's like it's like, dude, yes, yes.
It's not even video game. Like it's just,
dude.
different.
Like, and I tell people like, not tell people, like, but I keep saying on TikTok about it because I re-downloaded TikTok. That's my one mistake. So I read on TikTok and I see a lot of like people like edits. People love making edits, especially like wrestling fans who love making edits. Since WWE won't give us cool video packages anymore, fans do it themselves. And the amount of shit of people being like, "Yo, he is literally like every fucking like young person I've met just in wrestling though." Like he is the definition of like what kind of, I was funny, like the YN, if you know the social media thing, like the YN caricature, that's Javon, but in a wrestling sense. Like I love that in the sense because he's just like, yeah, I know a guy like that. I know a kid like that. I know a kid who speaks just like that, but you would never see him as a high flyer.
What's the YN? Like, explain this to us olds.
It's definitely It's definitely just like another euphemism for like a hoodlum.
Okay.
It's definitely just what it is. Like the real, if I say it on here, it's kind of what White stands for. It's a little bit risque.
Okay,
even for
understood.
here, but
Understood.
it just basically means you're a hoodlum. Like you're a kid that's from like
young.
the inner.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, like he's from like the inner city. Like
Okay.
he's very rough around the edges. He's very aggressive.
Okay.
But like honestly, I tell you, like we all know a person exactly like this.
Yep.
But we just don't see him as a high flyer. We see him
Yeah.
as a scrapper.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like, yeah, I'll pull up on you, and then when he means by that, it's like he's literally gonna jump in the air, pull up on you, and give you a cutter out of the air. Like that's pretty cool. You would have never thought those two characteristics would blend.
So, continuing with the AAA thing, I want to make mention, like we mentioned, aside from the Nipple conversation, Chad Gable and Vikingo
Yes,
was so a lot of people just got exposed up Vikingo.
which is crazy.
He was like, that dude had a spot at WrestleMania.
He does.
Like,
Good.
He does.
yeah.
He's gonna get it. They don't give it to him.
That's
There's gonna be something for him.
That's great. I didn't realize he came right back and got the Mega Championship. Good for him. I know he had it when he was coming through for Warrior Wrestling. And that guy was the most ridiculous. I've never seen somebody move like that.
Yeah. Like,
He's ridiculous. And he gets to play in that yard with those kinds of guys. You know, what they're doing on Raw, even these, like, they're going 4-way crazy, which I talk about, like, in the recent weeks about the New Japanification of what WWE is doing. There's all these 4-ways now, right? And they're bangers. Like these qualifying matches have been the best thing to happen on Raw. They're crazy.
I remember like watching this. Not to ironically shout out RSW and Tim Cross here, but for a couple years they were doing like ironically like it was just happening. There's to be this fair 4-way booked.
Yeah,
like 4 round people together.
Yeah,
and we started giving the nickname of just call it the fire ass 4-way. Because
Yeah.
no matter what happened. The 4 people who got put in that match, no matter what was happening in that card, championship matches, story matches.
Yeah.
If there was a 4-way, I was like, people who were in the locker room, please vouch for this. Every time there's a 4-way, the locker room will be watching that 4-way.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, it seems to just.
It
just kills it. Like it's
this
crazy.
is like when you have a good mix for a 4-way like that and turn it into a thing. Riz, you'll remember
It just reminds
we
me of
bring
that.
this up every once in a while. One of our favorite things from the Norcon era of IWC was the 4-way tag battles. That was Cleveland Mafia, J Rock and Ray Rowe, now Ivar of the Vikings.
Right.
Facade and Gargano.
Facade and Gargano were a lot of them. DeMarco and was his name Vendetta?
Vendetta.
What was his name? Not the something Vendetta that we talked about a couple weeks ago with Hardcam Frio up in Detroit. And who's the other team? Gambinos, sexual harassment were a part of that.
Sexual harassment.
It was a different era.
Before Zeke Mercer.
Yeah, before Zeke Mercer.
Yeah, it was
like
just
those
before
kinds of
Zeke.
things really made a lot of those guys, made Pittsburgh people respect the guys in Cleveland colors. You know, like things like that. Made Ray, like to us, made Ray Rowe in that era. You know what I mean?
think
Like,
the magic of a
Yes.
multi-man is that it's just a bunch of X factors.
There's a lot going on. There's not a double down. You know, there's not a point to slow down, and that's what's happening. Everybody's hitting, rest, hit. Like it's so. I think it's one of the things that made WrestleMania good was the 3 and the 4 ways. Like there was no dull moment, you know, except for there's 1 or 2 matches. It was like, you know, okay, you know, here we go, you know, kind of thing in the middle of cards. But like generally, it was just pushing the shit out of stuff, right? And you got that with the 6-mans and everything that you know at the AAA show. You're getting that on Monday Night Raw. You know, the word kinetic comes up a lot since Toddy was on talking about that kinetic wallpaper idea. It's just a very kinetic experience now where it wasn't in the past. And you know, for such a story heavy thing, it was like, okay, story, CM Punk's gonna come and have a thing with this, and then just Penta and Dominic and 2 other awesome guys, Braun and Sammy, are just gonna have a fucking banger match. You know what I mean? And then we're still gonna progress 3 storylines in this. Like, right?
You can.
Like, we had an intermission.
And create one in the process.
Yeah, we had an intermission during a Money in the Bank match where 2 other storylines happened, and then we came back to the match. That was great, you know. Like you say it's overbooked. There's too much. Like, no, it's this is what we're here for.
And I remember people were complaining at one point, well, it's super doopy match, it's a flippy dippy, all this shit. They're like, oh, there's no story. So when the Fed gives you the good mixture of both, now it's this is ridiculous. I'm like, This is why no one cares a fuck what no one on the internet
yeah,
says
yeah.
anymore.
But
Because
like, I was entertained. I'm reacting to this match.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. It's bringing me some of the stuff. Once again, you're bringing me some of that stuff I love about watching AEW on Wednesday nights.
And ironically, what Triple H said about the internet, like no one really listens to the internet. I'm like, it's kind of true because when you really take, you actually put down the phone
Mm-hmm.
and close the app and like pay attention to the wrestling show that you're at or watching, the people there
Mhm.
are enjoying it. Like,
Absolutely.
like the best thing like I said, best locally, like I just said, like with 880, because it's like a local show here.
Yeah.
People have all their opinions they want about 880.
Mhm.
And they're always watching it on their phone or not there.
And maybe we're
versus-
not good about getting that crowd through your phone to
Yeah,
you.
maybe
we're
'cause-
working on that.
Yeah,
It's always been a struggle for me to get that crowd mic'd right.
but like how? But like, I tell people at the same time, you just have to kind of freaking be there.
Mhm.
I have invited so many people just to like understand that you have this don't like this, I don't like that. I'm like, okay, but did you go?
Mhm.
It's like, well, no,
Have you seen it in person?
no.
Did I want you to talk?
And they're kind of like, oh, I get it. It's like, yeah, dude, we just put away.
This is like
Like we just, are you mad that we found a way to like get what we needed to the fans? We were not in the building, but we made it still an experience for everyone there.
This is like the conversation I love when people are like, "Oh, is wrestling still hot?" And I'm just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
they just filled 70,000 in a stadium 2 nights in
But
a row
because
in
it's
Vegas,
not on
bro."
their phone, on their
Yeah, yeah,
feed, it's
yeah.
just like,
But
well,
also, this is also a matter of, there's the discussion of like, "Hey, Mr. Beast's really good. Mr. Beast is insanely popular. You've never heard of him."
mhm,
Right? This is a half this stuff. It's like, this person's really popular on TikTok
mhm,
and pops up on Raw, and we're like, who the hell is this? Like, the rest of us are like, who the hell is this?
mhm.
But there are a million of people.
People.
They're
I was
like,
gonna say,
holy
it's
shit,
not
this guy
for
from
you.
TikTok's in the crowd. It doesn't matter. Like, there's
Yeah.
an audience.
Yeah, not
we're
every-
not all part of the same
Yeah,
audience
not
anymore.
Not every like smile wink is for you. Like,
yeah.
Like just like how
Smile winker for the people that get it.
You
We
know.
all collaborate on Stone Cold Smile Week.
Mhm.
Well, we don't know this Speedy guy that just
Right.
got nailed by Braun at Raw Rumble. Right?
right. Like it's just like there's so much with wrestling that you can do to bring people together, different audiences together. That unfortunately, wrestling fans are so
Mhm.
cared for in the sense that we always trying to like make sure they come back and get
Mhm.
watching. But
Mhm.
here's the thing with wrestling fans: they're always gonna watch. They're gonna hate watch. They're gonna critique. They're gonna
Mhm.
commentate, and they're gonna hate watch
be
and
a
enjoy and stream.
Sicko like me that
That's-
watches every damn
Like
thing.
for every
and
person
I-
that for every person who was like, and I will say, I listen to his podcast. Every person like Jim Cornette who sits there and says,
Yep.
"This show was horrible.
This
I
sucks.
hate
This
this.
is stupid."
I hate
Yeah.
this." Brother man is setting his DVR every week.
Mhm, He's still watching. Well, you're sending your DVR. Hey, you can put the DVR away. Go to indiewrestling.us. Watch more wrestling. Hundreds of hours of pro wrestling action. More. We're onboarding some more stuff soon.
Yep.
Crossing the T's on some of that stuff. I've been slow to it because I've been traveling, but we're getting caught up on that stuff. Check out our friends at Neo Pro Wrestling, Renegade Wrestling Alliance. Check the back catalogs. We've been mentioning them here. Well, I think it was before the show. Our friends at 2PW, VCW, and catch a lot of that stuff. And also, like, we just posted some old school matches. Ethan Page against Sammy Guevara. There was a fun clip where he took the referee's shirt in the middle of the match. Ethan Page against Joey Janela, Lucha Bros, Penta and Phoenix against Sam Adonis, and I wonder where he is right now. And the one that would become Walking Wild, and one of my favorite shows I've ever filmed. And but yeah, so go check all that. A lot of free stuff on the YouTube. We got the network if you want to support what's going on here and get some exclusive wrestling shows as they're live streaming. RWA is going to come up next week. Jack Swagger is going to be there. I think he's taking on the Rev, if I'm not mistaken,
He
Riz.
is-
Yeah,
That's
so
correct.
that will be interesting. Jack Swagger, I remember meeting him and filming a show several years ago at a charity show, and he was a delight to work around. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I'll be doing a live stream somewhere else that's not wrestling, but very much not wrestling, but still. So really looking forward to see that after the fact as well. So, and Riz, I'm actually been catching up on RWA. I started watching stuff from a couple months ago because I'm not up on all the storylines these days, and I'm hoping
Yep.
I can come back in I guess August is going to be the next one. I'll have a chance chance to. So I just want to know what's going on, and I want to know how you're doing with things out there, and the crew's been doing and things. So I've been watching a little bit and seeing that evolution. So no, it's okay, it's all good, it's good. It's not a performance review. It's not like the other. It's not like the other idea where I said one word and you thought you were fired for some reason.
Yep.
But Rizz always thinks he's getting fired. But anyways, we're here with Zeke Mercer of the Matriarchy.
All you said was hi.
With
and I got scared.
880, I've been trying different social experiments, Rizz. This is 880 Wrestling, of course, the Matriarchy. Number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship.
It took us a while. We got it again.
I saw you have a very special challenge this Thursday on the free show on Thursday Night Fights on Indie Wrestling Network, or US and YouTube. I just happened across it. And do you know much about your opponents coming up here?
All I know is
they got funny accents.
They're from across the pond, and I guess they're on some type of tour of in the US, and they decided to call out the Matriarchy of 880, which is fine, because I mean, if you want to come all the way up to the Paris of Appalachia just to get your ass kicked, that's fine.
You said the Paris of Appalachia?
Yeah, damn right.
Is that a pun because Paris is your tag partner?
Actually, no. I've heard Pittsburgh being called the Paris of Appalachia. Pittsburgh being called Paris of Appalachia for years, which is like, okay, I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
Kind of agree with that, of Appalachia. That's it. But I mean, I've seen some of their clips and everything. They seem excited to come up here. I mean, this is what AA is for, in a sense. Like, this is where people.
It's a melting pot, if you will.
Melting pot. Like, come here. Like, do what you want. Not do what you want.
No.
Sometimes do what you want.
Crazy. Hold on. Back off a little bit here.
But you can come here, get your reps in. Try new things, call people out. Just enjoy wrestling half the time. So I'm like, you know what? I can't wait for it. I've never worked people. Well, I have worked people who have been trained in Britain, but I guess to have true people like, I came straight from this country to work here and doing some tour. I never done that, so I'm okay. Interesting. I got a brush up on my British chain then. I haven't done World Sport chain in years.
Apparently, they are the owners of LWF Wrestling in Chorley. I don't know where Chorley is. I bet it's over there.
I think we can Google it.
I'm trying to Google it.
Yeah,
it's available.
Apple Maps doesn't
link.
work
I'm
like
looking
that.
at my Apple. We're not. No, that's a different show. Let's not do that.
Yes.
Let's not do that, Zeke.
There you go.
Come on, Zeke. I'm going to buy tickets. Hold on a second. I'm still figuring. North Yorkshire. Yorkshire is where So I can't read British addresses. So I don't know what these letters mean.
What we're saying in Britain is that we're very uneducated.
So hey, maybe you never know. They might want to bring you into their backyard and have some revenge here soon.
Yeah, we can fight all across.
Let's send you over to Europe, and
I don't think they will allow me in Europe the way I act. I think they have like.
Are you saying you're too hardcore for the UK?
I am saying that Zeke Mercer.
Isn't that where punk rock was born?
I think Zeke Mercer is too much for the UK.
Too much for the UK.
I don't think they're raised for that level of ignorance. I can bring into any one room.
You're gonna get deported from the UK.
I think if I, steal a championship or two.
I mean, there you go.
But ruin a couple main events, sure.
I mean, the only one I know that got quasi kicked out of the UK was Sam Adonis, but that was something else. Hey, Sam.
But no, I mean, this is what AA is for. I'm actually looking forward to the challenge. This is going to be a pretty fun situation. I think we even have more people coming in from the Midwest on this card too.
Wow.
So this episode,
there's some cars coming in.
This card on Thursday.
Oh my god!
It's just,
is there a preview of this thing?
No, not yet. I can't even drop it on you. All I gotta say is it's just going to be okay, this is just a randomly good episode.
Okay, all right. Well,
Rizz, do you remember watching Power Rangers, and Power Rangers have this crazy ass, good ass episode randomly in the season, just in there, in and out, never.
Yep.
This is how it's going to feel. That's all I gotta tell you. It's gonna be very fun. I can't wait for to actually stack on more wins for the Matriarchy and get those number one contenderships. There you go.
Well, your number one contendership after sorry, I put it on you. Just
Rizz didn't win that belt.
Rizz reacts.
Rizz reacts.
Yes. Your new partner, the Rizz, apparently. Yes. Ha.
I loved it. But, the cat fight was a good we've been feuding with Catfight for like forever. I feel like we've
Mhm.
always fought Catfight, but I feel like especially last Friday was like, okay, we actually need to like do what we need to do to get this win. We have to get these belts. We've been chasing for last time we was number one contenders. We got thrown to like a fatal 4-way with like Black Hand, Fourth Line, then, and it was us. And I think Black Hand won the match. And I'm just like, there's too many X factors here.
Yeah.
Everything was stacked against us.
Right.
So that was the last time there was actually, I think there was ever a number of contenders match. Like I think, yeah, like and then leads that belt. So it's been a while. We worked the rankings again. That they shuffled, the contendership got shuffled, and we are number one contenders again, like usual. So let's hopefully this stays a 2-on-2 normal tag match. I don't want to hear, but we have no. I don't care. Wait your turn. We are here to get these belts. Like I understand that the Den are now the longest running AE tag team like ever. Now the longest run ever. But that's cool and all. But what happens when the matriarchy like doubles that? Right? Like I think we're there now. I think that needs to happen. I mean,
you've been at it for a while. You've been building this team. Again, you had this match with at Penn Brewery this a couple Fridays ago with Catfight. So again, you guys are looking more solid as you go. A more in tune team, if you will. So
we're more in tune than people like to like really believe. Everyone thinks like, oh, but you guys are so different. It's like we are, but we think the same. Like, look at that, you know what's happening? You know what's happening?
Hold on a second.
Smile at the end.
Look at this. Wow. How did we catch that one? I need
I'm
to pull
full of
that
surprises,
back.
dude.
Somebody grab a still of that one. If you're on
funny.
audio, like they're doing for a handshake, and Zeke just like looks over their shoulder at the camera, like shit about to happen. That's the kind of look. Listen, that's the kind of look I get from. That's the kind of look I got from Marshall Gambino. Right before he waffled David Lawless with a chair and he started bleeding from his fucking head.
I believe it. I tell people the funny thing is, obviously I wear glasses, right? Like I wear glasses, everyone sees that. I can find the camera no matter where I am.
You can. Yeah,
I think it's the funniest thing in the world. But this match was very fun. I really enjoyed it.
This is 880 Wrestling's no ceilings, although we had to move inside. So it was just a
We had to move inside.
It was a very high ceiling.
It's a tall ceiling.
It's a very tall ceiling.
Hey, we went from north ceilings to having a chandelier. So,
it was kind of fancy.
What do you want us to do? Like,
shouts to Aaron Woods for the lighting on this one. It made it look gorgeous for the night. It was the best looking Penn Brewery show that we've had inside.
I will say, I think that was like the most we've had in a while. It was like one house like 165.
That's good. That's good.
Pittsburgh, can we discuss something real quick? Can we, if we have standing room, can you guys like not like surround a corner? We're not roaches in the dark. We're not termites. You're people. You're allowed to like fill the
shine
space.
a light on them.
You are allowed to encompass the space that that you paid for. Why are you guys just in the corner like this?
No, I like the changes we did. We did this one. We're starting to figure this. It's the third time we ran this room, and it's starting to fit again. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, they're going to have more shows out there, and hopefully we can have one outside again if the weather works out. But
it depends.
Obviously, it's been crazy around here.
It depends what she wants to throw at us. Sometimes she's down for it, and sometimes she wants us to stay inside. And that weekend, I think she wants to stay everyone inside. I think it rained like everywhere the entire weekend.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been ever since, right? It's becoming a problem in my house, that's for sure. So you find the structure and integrity of old Pittsburgh buildings when it's downpouring crazy rain.
You realize
you find the holes, if you will. Yes. So I still have that conversation with our landlords. But anyways,
go watch 880 Wrestling every Thursday on wrestling.us YouTube.
Every Thursday.
Are we still streaming on Twitch, or is Twitch even?
Yeah, we're still
a thing?
officially on Twitch. Yeah,
I don't know if Twitch is still a thing, guys.
Yeah. We're on Twitch right now, actually.
Awesome. Hey, Twitch.
On two Twitch channels.
Sweet.
But I'm pretty sure not Effie's.
I mean, I'm not that cool.
Yeah, but, I'd be cool if he gave us.
I'm not as cool with Angelo Card. I'm very proud.
Yeah, I mean,
Angelo
Card is cool as fuck. Though.
Cool as fuck.
So, no, really good stuff coming up here. There's going to be several shows coming up. I think they've announced a few of the spots. So I know there was a calendar that came out. So
yeah, we have a calendar. We're so organized. We have a calendar now because everyone's like, "When you guys doing shows?" We just stopped. We got tired of saying the exact same dates over and over again.
Yeah, that's right. That's
it's like,
right.
here you go, guys. Here's
I like
the
you just
calendar.
drop a full counter like
We
these
do,
are shows,
like,
these are the training days.
And people,
you know,
people ask the same question all the time, every day. Like, when you guys train? Like, we literally have it. Like, next time, I think we should just like paint it on like the wall or put it on the projector of the building. It's be like, yeah, guys, this is when we open. This is when the shows are. Stop asking the same damn question. We promote this stuff for a reason.
Big sandwich board out front, something like that. We're going to talk a little bit more with Zeke Mercer about more wrestling stuff, find out what we learned. We're going to take a quick break here and see what else is going on. We'll be right back after this.
For mercy, you're all alone, unable to handle the pressure of forced mortification. Now let the torture begin.
I'm Eamon,
I'm Merlin,
and we're a gay.
and his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wrestling Mayhem Show. Sorgatron here in the studio. Rizz is in the Rizz cave, and Zeke Mercer is on the couch. Member of the Matriarchy tag team, and just a regular old son of a bitch at 880 Wrestling.
The most loved, beloved.
Beloved. I was really worried for a while that Clayton King was stealing your heat.
Never.
Because he has the greatest. What did I say? Rizz, you weren't there for that, but he got through that match, mid-match. They were having the whips and chains match. Another one you need to watch.
That was awesome.
There was a lot of stuff. It was tremendous.
Is that the one with the chair?
Oh, it's not the chair, baby.
Yes, the cuck chair chant happened.
She was
with
sit
that
in the chair.
Yes, she was sat in the chair. There were nipple clamps. There was a whip. But the Clayton King has what did I say? Angry suburban dad energy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So mad.
I was so proud.
So angry. Oh my god.
So
he
proud.
is on a tear.
Such a tear.
Listen.
Pissing people off. I'm like,
He's so and listen, he is so early in his career. There's so much stuff he still needs to work out, obviously, right?
Right.
But
like,
man, he's
it.
on the right path, man. Like,
every time
have you been giving him tips? I mean, what are we doing here?
Look, as a coach, I work with everybody.
Okay.
Say, or he's learning from the best.
There you go.
If anyone's gonna learn, if I can teach you to piss someone off,
how are you influencing these kids, Zeke?
I mean, if you haven't noticed, everyone gets a "fuck you" something chant now.
Yeah, there you go. You started it,
but I started that, and I told someone, I was like, well, I think they'll probably stop doing it to me. And then a fan was like, we'll never stop doing that shit to you. That's the quote. I was like, okay.
You can be the biggest baby face there, and you'll still get it.
He's going to be like the Kurt Angle, you suck,
I don't ever want to be seen as a hero to these people.
No.
I'm not a hero.
You and me both, pal.
I don't. I am a selfish bitch. I'm a selfish lover. I'll do it. I don't care. Please hate me. Every time you boo, I hit your favorites harder. Every time. So I mean, that's on you. I mean, the more you hate me, the more you kind of give me the energy and the manifestation to like win those 880 tag team championships. So please keep hating me. I really appreciate it. I want you to send me like all the hate mail. Please send all your hate mail to 1010 Freeburg Street.
We do have an address.
Yeah.
I wouldn't it be great if
send
people
it to the shop. Send it to the shop so I can burn it.
Physical hate mail to 880 Wrestling.
There's at least two people on like we've seen that send mail, like actual fan mail to 880.
Really?
Since we've been to that shop. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, dude, like the address is everywhere.
That is true. It is
true. I mean, like it's not like
we lived there. Like, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yes, you're like 880 wrestlers like hang upside down from the Raptors and just like.
Do you think this happens at other promotions? Do you think like promotions generally like ours is at the Legion Hall in such and such town? Like, do you think the Legion Hall receives hate mail for the bad guys?
I think what people need to know is like the building that we do the shows in weekly. That's the school. That's what we're training.
That's
at.
Obvious, and you're
some people don't get that. People like, "Oh, you guys come here." No, this is where it's at.
And you're like the only ones that are in their own building. I think, right? Like, I can't think of much else that are there in the building that they're there, own it all the time. That isn't part of something else or something else like that.
Like I said, it's a former skate shop.
Yes, exactly.
So it's not like you can go in there and buy a board. I mean, you want to buy a board from the guy who used to run the shop out there.
Yeah, he's still online doing stuff.
He's still online. I mean, do you want the number? Do you want the Instagram? Because you can't buy it from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We literally don't have the till to even buy the
These
check
are
you
all
out.
For show.
These are literally all for show.
Yes,
this is what he wants to leave right here for right now. Until he wants to sell them again.
It's all storage.
Yeah,
it's like a storage unit.
But that shop is essentially ours. It's like I tell people, like, this is our tree house.
It's a tree house.
It's the K&D tree house.
We don't have a thing to climb like we did in New Ken, though.
Yeah, we don't have to climb.
I mean, it went from a drugstore to that. Hey, let's talk about Money in the Bank for a second here. Like the matches themselves. The winners, repeat winners, Naomi and Seth Rollins, respectively. Of course, Naomi is definitely in a different phase of her career, this proceed with caution character, which is she's killing it.
I recognize a crash out when I see it. I love it.
Yeah.
One crash out to another.
There you go. So I mean, I think it's really what she's doing very fun. Both those matches were great.
I heard so many good things, but I watched some parts of it.
Yeah,
it's so much wrestling going on, guys. I'd be honest, just like it's kind of hard.
It's hard to keep up, but at least like that's what the internet's for, right?
The internet's for. I mean, I read things, I listen to reviews. I mean, like I can do as much as other than just sit there for 3 hours.
Isn't that interesting? So we are in this kind of phase where like it is hard to like I need to watch all these 3-hour programs, right? 2-hour, 3-hour programs, hour programs. You know, and I think it is fair to like, I don't watch GCW, but I feel like I have a good idea what's going on because of the internet. Beastman. We all saw the Beastman clip on Botchamania this week, right? Last couple of days, for instance. He's very happy about that, by the way.
Yeah,
so, but either way, the Beastman had a battle with some chairs. Let's put it this way. So either way, and I don't think the sight lines in that mask are very good on your entrance when it's such a tight entrance and somebody puts a chair in your way. But either way, but you know that is okay to be like I know what's going on because you know. And the wrestling promotions lean into this where they do put everything online, do put the clips online because honestly they get, you know, they hit a certain mark. They're making money off of all that too. You know what I mean? Right. So like, yeah, we'll put this entire match from Raw on YouTube because you're all going to watch it. And you know, hey, we just broke records on YouTube for this clip of The Rock coming back and doing whatever. Right. Yeah. They made some money from it.
Of course,
you know, it's not just being put out there for free. So, Naomi has not won Money in the Bank. Excuse me. Why did I think she did? Oh, you know why? Set. On Netflix, I'm going to see if I can pull this up here. So after I watched it on Netflix, by way of Toronto, the Money in the Bank series for the rest of the Money in the Bank shows is on there, and the video or the still is Naomi on a ladder stretched across two of them. So that got me a little kind of thrown off a little bit, and that was like the preview that came up. So excuse me for that. So good for Naomi. She's been a champion before, but she has not won Money in the Bank. So this is a big opportunity. Seth Rollins winning, a 2-time winner now. To me, that plays into the story right now. You know what I mean? I know it's about like opportunities and stuff, but like ultimate opportunist kind of situation. I think that's actually really, really great to see. I'm curious to see where that goes because now you have a lot of question marks. You have Walter has a championship now. Does he go that way? You know, is it going to be a John Cena? Is it whoever beats either one of them? You know,
what does Jay do?
Yeah, what does Jay do now is a story that we can kind of get into. Right?
What would Jay do?
Exactly. So I think there's a lot of really interesting stories and opportunities that we could see out of a lot of this kind of stuff. So I am really excited to see how this goes. What the hell did I end up on? This is not a wrestling show. What is happening? A group of flirty.
What did you do?
A group of flirty Spanish singles expect sun parties. It's called Too Hot to Handle Spain. I clicked on it because it sounds like a wrestling show. It is not.
Sorg.
They're shirtless for a different reason. Moving on.
Help me, Sep Sorg.
What's that?
No, keep going.
Clear your cookies.
Clear my history. I think I'm still in Mexico.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a good movie. Anyways, Rizz, what did you think of Money in the Bank?
I mean, they were both the safe choice.
Yeah,
like both of them were the safest choice because they are, like you said, they already have storylines built into that Money in the Bank contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have, like Seth has won it, and now there is the Cena and Punk feud that's going in the Riyadh. That's going to happen. That's and my head up because before it was like, oh, so we're seeing that Jay has a tag match at Money in the Bank, and then the next day he's wrestling Gunther. What if he cashes it on that? But now before that even happened, I'm going after Punk comes out and interrupts John, who did the number spot again, which I love.
The
Like,
the number of dates left in his contract.
I love that.
yeah, like he's doing that, and like when Punk came out, I'm like, so I'm pointing it out. I'm like, this is what's gonna happen. Like he's going to cash it in on Punk because 100% it's to piss off Punk. Like that's his end goal to do this,
Or if
is to not have Punk win the championship.
Or he can cause Punk to win and snatch it from him.
Yeah,
That's what I would do if I was a spiteful bitch like myself. You know what I mean? Because me and Seth connect on that one. I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to set you up just to tear you down.
Yep.
I want to do that. I mean, like, well, here's the thing. If that does happen, right? Like, okay, now we got some layers here. Because maybe he hates Cena a little bit more. Right? Maybe. Maybe he can fuck on two people at once on the same night. That's still a good story. That's still good. That's a really good revenge
that's
story.
actually a really good story.
That's even better to me than like the Shield shit. So I'm like, no, like, yeah, we're brothers and all. We betray each other and all that. We do the dance, but like these two guys, I hate these bastards. I'm gonna ruin their night. Like both of them at the same time. Why not? I mean, technically he did that with Brock and Roman. He ruined those two people with the same Money in the Bank contract. He ruined it, like for them. Why not do it again?
And I feel
Why
like,
not do it again? Because he doesn't have to send himself now. He could just send in Braun Breaker and get cost something for Punk to get the win and get out there and just set.
I was thinking about any of that. Even him coming out on Raw, I was just like, oh, he can just like sick the two.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. Like
he doesn't even have to set up for. Oh no, they had a great match, and I'm just gonna roll in.
What people don't understand, I think, what the implied thing with, especially as worldweight champion, whatever. If you're the main champion of any promotion, it's like you have implied powers, implied influence. So if Seth gets that belt again, which means he can set those two up for any other belts they want. Like that's what people don't understand. Like, why would you work? It's like, well, if the champion is your guy, the champion can help you get in any way you need to go in. Either a tag team or a singles. So if you want to go to SmackDown and say, hey, I want that nice little that US belt Jacob fought to, well, I think the whatever champion can probably talk to Alan Pierce for you. You know what I mean? Like that, like it's kind of, that's what some people don't pick up on. Like there's a reason why some factions will rather stay around their guy, like the what's it called, the Roman Reigns storyline. Why would they always follow Roman? Not because they're a family, because they got influence. They got away with so much shit because they were around Roman. If you think about it, they got away with so much, were able to do so much because they're around Roman, and who had Paul Heyman, who had Roman, who had the title. Simple. And I think that's so interesting that like we can literally see these two like hellhounds essentially just run amok on Seth Rollins to be had. But I think the money is definitely going to be, okay, which one of those bloodthirsty hellhounds is going to want the belt that Seth's holding? And I say it's Braun.
Oh no,
Braun's gonna get hungry real fast. Like maybe he gets the IC title back, right? Maybe he gets that back. Maybe Bronson gets the United States, right? But where Bronson
or have a run with the tag titles with each of them.
Yeah. But what if Braun spears like John Cena like in half, and he's like, you know what, brother? If I can take out John Cena, he just looks over at Seth. I mean, you're only like what, $150? Like, you know what I mean? Like no matter what, I mean, as much as I love Bronson Reed, like, but Braun Strowman is literally like the X factor of the group. Like, yeah, you got that hound for now until he like hits you with a spear, running at you at Mach fuck speed.
yeah. Reed and Braun do not have to listen to Seth if they don't like it.
No, that's what people don't understand.
They've all proven that they
will take out
give
Seth.
A shit.
That's what I like about Bronson, because like Bronson proved that if he wanted to, he could take out Seth, and Seth knows that. And I just think that's also interesting too, that we can have that dynamic.
I love yeah. I talked about last week, like when I realized like how much like they explained like, oh, remember Bronson Reed was the one that like splashed the shit out of
Killed
Seth
Rollins
and murdered him.
Yeah,
like it's tremendous. By the way, on a side note, I was poking because I'm still fascinated to figure out how the hell any of us watched Triple Mania. There was an announcement today I think, maybe yesterday, where there's a tag match. There's 4 matches that have been announced as of this article yesterday, I guess. But one of them is got interesting multi-company implications. So Garza and Berto of WWE and the Nemeth brothers from TNA are in this tag team championship 4-way that's happening at Triple Mania with Psycho Clown Pagano and the tag teams of Forastero and Sanson. So just out of interest, just throwing that out there. So we are getting that kind of crossover thing happening there. So it's been, but there's always been people that have been a part of it, but again, it's just not been. I mean, Triller was really great for it because they did have an English feed for the pay-per-views, and that does not seem to be happening. So this is where I'm really kind of confounded on this kind of thing. So, but yeah, I was kind of curious about that. So I should really ask my contacts what's going on there. But I shouldn't have to. Everybody should know what's going on. It's like I can't even see where in Mexico you're watching.
Sorg, asking to know what's going on is like the best wish in professional wrestling. You are less like
going on?
No one knows what's going on.
Turns out, it's not just in wrestling. It's not just in wrestling.
Oh, I know, but like it's so
life.
It's life, but like to ask, like, oh, can someone tell me what's going on? No, we don't know if he is the iguana or thinks he's the iguana. Like,
just make a decision.
Yeah,
go with
people
it.
just go with it, bro.
Don't worry.
Whatever you think is being portrayed is being portrayed right now.
What do you mean we have to do the Vikingo match as a radio show? Like that kind of stuff. It's so interesting. So I just saw my last message with this person, and it's hilarious. Either way. I don't know where to go from that. Hey, let's give a shout out here before we wrap things up. Yeah. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Thank you so much, those guys, for supporting the show. They love wrestling down there, and that's why they love giving us a pizza every week and supporting us and feeding our guests and everything. So we don't have to worry about it. The world-renowned cheese pizza of Slice on Broadway. Apparently the sole pizza survivors of the summer of 2025 storms. So Slice on Broadway, they still have a roof. Let's go to what we learned in wrestling. That's mean. I do miss the other pizza company that shout outs to Fiore's, one of my other favorite pizza companies that lost their roof during that big storm a month ago.
Which is crazy. I always wanted to try that place.
That was crazy. I can't believe we never tried that place.
I know.
Like all
so
good.
Are they going to rebuild that place?
Listen, you can have. Oh yeah, I think they're going to.
Sweet.
They've been around long enough. Listen, you can do a pretty good pizza tour of the South Hills of Pittsburgh. It's just what I'm saying in general. Start at Slice, but just start at Slice. Okay, and then go from there. Guys, what did you learn in wrestling this week? Ponder shot us his before he passed out. Yeah. Oh, looks like he might still be in the chat. So, but I know he's getting ahead of himself because he's probably feeling sleepy. He's still recovering from a 5K this weekend. He learned that no, everybody's putting it. I can't find it out. Ponder learned that we need more exposure to wrestling that isn't AEW or WWE and more iguanas. Agreed. Has Money in the Bank lost its luster appeal as stepping stone to establishing new stars? We'll see what happens with Naomi on that question. Sorry, that snuck in there to the what we learned. They're still talking about Money in the Bank. Oh no, there we go.
Gotta do a delay.
I learned that RJ City and Zach Gowen are still my favorite people. Oh my god, that AEW was so good. It was so fun. But I'm just putting that out there. I don't know if that's what I learned, but Riz, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that I will always love the bagged dice, the dice bag, like the tax, but a dice power bomb spot in any wrestling match.
Why did I just
especially when there's D4s in it? You saw that in Mr. Wrestling, sir.
That's the clip I saw. Okay, yep. All right. Did you send that to me?
No, you sent that to us.
Did I send that to you?
which I was very surprised of.
Okay, I don't know. I was in a sharing mode, I guess.
And of course, during that there was another spot, I think, during that one where they tried to recreate the. Oh no! It was the one guy from What's Wrestling? That's Wrestling. I forget what his name is. The bald guy, and he was wrestling against Bigfoot, and it was
Jack?
Bigfoot Kevin Nash,
Oh,
and they did a whole spot where the Bigfoot tore his quad,
mm.
and it was
The Bigfoot tourist.
yeah. I mean,
You can't be. Jesus Christ.
and also Stu
UPMC
Grayson
cannot cover that.
hates fart jokes too.
Oh, I love wrestling.
Yes, it's fun.
True Vince
Yeah.
learned that I want Jey Uso and Gunther to feud forever because they always have incredible matches against each other. I loved. I saw the Bully Ray clip where he's talking about how the last like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of that match was just trading sleeper holds,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that was so beautiful. And I want to see where I'm loving the back and forth between Gunther and Jay. And Gunther went on his walk about beating up Pat McAfee, and now he's back the champion. What happens to Jay from here? Of course, Jay's always good when he's chasing, right? So, like, I think that's where we're going. They're gonna rematch the shit out of this. They'll probably maybe the Money in Bank will be a part of it. Who knows? Zeke, what have you learned from wrestling lately?
The Marks will watch wrestling no matter what, I work or not. Shoot or not, you fuckers love wrestling.
And you got a lot to digest and talk about.
That's true. I mean, you got. I mean, like, I get it. We are all fans of this wonderful, crazy, ridiculous world of professional wrestling, and I think sometimes we get too lost in trying to be knowledgeable in what's going on backstage and what's going on in people's personal lives, that we kind of forget the point of this is just the fact that we enjoy what two people do in the ring. At the same time, we need to be very cognizant that yes, we can interact with our favorite wrestlers, but we are not to form parasocial relationships with them.
Can you define parasocial for those in the back?
Parasocial, best one. I'm gonna use some basic language here. They're not your friends if you follow them on social media. They're not your friends if you message them on social media. They're not your friends if you get them to sign stuff. Friends don't do that. Friends actually talk to each other, see each other, interact with each other on a daily basis. Just because you love them to a point and obsessed to a point where you think they're your best friend and you send them messages 1,000 times doesn't mean you guys know each other. Half of the time you guys are talking to fake accounts. They're not the wrestler itself. That happened to Rollins, remember? That's why he got tackled because a fake Seth Rollins account told that guy to meet him at Monday Night Raw, which is ridiculous that even happened. But not speaking on the Liv situation and all that stuff, because I don't really know the details of going on with Liv and Roxanne and everything. But I just know that we live in a day and age where we want to know everything about the people that we love watching. But God damn it, guys, some people are not meant to be your best friend. These are people on television, people who are traveling the country to entertain you. If you guys are best friends, you guys will be talking outside the context of wrestling. Let's just say that. Please,
We're going to 7 Dust concerts together.
Yes. By the way, they're coming back, I think.
Oh shit! Give
I
me a
think
date.
they're coming
Give me a date.
back.
Let me see what I can do.
Chappelle's coming to town.
I'm pissed. In this moment's coming to Wheeling, and it's summer.
I saw him on
I'm
Halloween
so
a couple
mad.
years ago.
I saw him on Gathering also.
Turnstile's coming to
Also,
Philly.
Tech 9 just got announced for the Gathering.
Damn.
Guys going? Is that what's she's going?
What's
Cool.
that? What's that?
Are you two going? Is that what's
I'm
happening?
not, I
We gotta have a
never
conversation.
go
I
to
don't
the
know.
gathering. But
There's a lot of people that
I
need to go to the
like Tech
Gathering.
9.
There's a show that's supposed to be happening that week, which is kind of fucking up my plans.
I'm going to a
And
Turnstile concert.
I'm considering just like sending another crew for it.
I feel
Yeah,
'Cause,
Zeke.
I mean-
Sorg has wanted me to go to the gathering for the last 3-4
Listen,
years.
I
wanted to go
have-
to the gathering since I was 18 years old.
Can I tell you, this is off book. I should probably do it on Patreon, but I want to tell you about an incident that I had this weekend. It has nothing to do with wrestling, other than I was with Scotty Swimba of Enjoy Wrestling. So
Does he still not know what my voice sounds like?
he does not know what your voice sounds like, even though you're on the podcast in the room, and he kept yelling in the background. I don't know if he could hear it with all the compression.
What's up?
Yeah, he just kept yelling "What's up" from the hotel bed while me and Frio were having a podcast. So we stayed at the Hilton Garden Inn because I don't fuck around when I'm traveling.
Big money Sorg.
I've been at the shitty hotels, and yeah, that's
Sorg is with a $sign at the beginning.
That's right. Sorg with a $sign. Money, money, money. Here we go. Tear my quad. So we roll in, and somebody gets an energy drink from the Hilton bar. You know, they have the convenience thing in the front, right? And he goes and he's just like, "Hey, look, there's this," and they had some glass bottle Faygo root beer, which
sweet.
It's like the cane sugar stuff. It's really good. They used to have it at one of the stores here in town in Pittsburgh. I used to grab it a bit. And, it's a special occasion if you find it, right? So, and obviously Faygo's just like everywhere. And so, like, we're in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So we're Detroit adjacent.
Yeah.
It's very juggalo, close to all that action at least, right? And he's like, "Sorry, look at this." Like, "Oh, cool. Hey, can I put this on the tab too for the room?" And then he just yells out, "That's great." And he looks at the girl. He's like, "He's a juggalo."
Yo.
Like really loud.
You got clocked immediately?
The Hilton, Swemba says this.
Swemba says he's a juggalo.
Swemba just yells this in the Hilton Garden Inn lobby. There's a bar over there. There's a lot of people that are not interested in this.
Sky doesn't know.
The girl starts laughing her ass off and can't even stop laughing. Okay, she is broken.
Yeah,
she has no idea what a juggalo is. To me, I'm like, how do you not know? You live here. And then like Scotty's like, I'm like, "Scotty, you can't just say that, right?" And then she's like, "What do you mean? Are you like underground? Are you not supposed to be exposed or something like this?" And I'm just like, "No." And I looked at her and I saw her reaction. "What do you think juggalo sounds like?" And I had to explain to him. I was just like, "Everybody thinks you're saying I'm a gigolo." And I was like, "What's a gigolo?" I'm like,
"No,
bro. Everybody thinks I'm a prostitute."
Yeah, bro. You gave me what you tried to tell me my profession out loud.
I'm like trying to explain. I'm like, "I've never seen Deuce Bigelow." He's like,
Sky doesn't know.
Yeah. Sky doesn't know.
I love Scotty with Sky.
Shit, you said it. You said, listen.
I have to say Scotty, but Scotty doesn't know.
I'm so glad we can take Scotty and out of Pittsburgh, out of the Midwest, and take him to
Scotty. I love you. I love you, Scotty. I love everything about you. But that's a good ass story. That's a good Scotty doesn't know story. That's the best one. Hey guys, he's a juggalo. Scotty doesn't know what he's saying right now. No one heard juggalo.
And I say out loud, "Don't use that word."
Oh yeah, Scotty definitely
to further confuse everybody in the room,
is saying
in the lobby. Yes, yeah, and she's just losing. She laughed for like a straight minute, dude. Like she's just like she's like, "I'm not even gonna charge you because I was laughing so hard." I'm just like, "That's great."
Thank you for the reprieve of the day.
And then the other girl came back around, and I'm just like, she needs a break.
Yeah.
So
give her 5 minutes.
Give her a couple minutes on this one, and some fresh air.
But yeah, wrestling fans.
Yes.
Stop being weird.
Yeah.
Learn the boundaries. Go to therapy. Learn that if a wrestler is actually talking to you on social media, they're not. They're just not. I promise you, especially if they're on TV often, they're not talking to you on Instagram. Especially if they're like, "This is my other account." It's not their other account. They usually will never tell you the other account.
You don't see that fucking check mark. Don't even bother.
Yeah, like, and I'll be honest with you, for the wrestlers I do know that have personal accounts on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you're not going to know their goddamn name because half the time, our names are out there. Our names, our ages are out there as wrestlers. Somehow, some way, someone's going to do the detective work to find that shit. Good for that. Good for them. Here's the thing. wrestling fans, y'all never look that shit up. So y'all can never tell if you're talking to Bailey or Liv Morgan because you don't know their real names. And you don't know any other name other than Liv Morgan.
Hello,
other
Miss
than
Bailey.
Asuka.
Hello.
Or Bailey.
Yes.
Or like guys, get a grip, take a breath. You're not talking to those people. You're not friends with people. They're entertainers. Okay, they're wrestlers. Go say hi to them at a show. Pay your money at the meet and greets. And then go take a shower.
I don't even call the wrestlers that I know personally and I consider friends by their real names.
I don't.
Like,
I told like, especially some of the people in my class, like I'm class in the sense of like who I'm helping train and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, once you adopt your working name, your stage name, whatever you want to say,
this is what you're gonna be.
That is your name now. I don't
Yeah.
know you by that other name.
Taker is Taker to everybody he knows. He is not
Yeah.
Mark.
I don't like what you know. I don't give a shit.
Mhm.
I know that you have to understand that. Like I'm going to call you by that name because honestly,
Beastman is Beastman in my phone.
yes.
So literally,
Respectfully, it's because I respect your privacy.
yes.
And when we talk outside of, I don't know, the ring, maybe you don't want everyone to know your real fucking name.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want people to know your real name's Mark. My real name isn't Zeke.
You heard it here first.
You think
And-
my real
and-
name is Zeke? You know what I mean? Like
It's a very real sounding name, to be fair.
Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now.
For people that don't know your background,
That's what I'm saying.
you know what I mean?
You think my name is a shorthand for a longer name from the Bible? You think that's my legal name? Come on now.
Wait, Zeke wants wrestling fans to have common sense and decency. Inconceivable, says partner. Anyway, Zeke Mercer,
I'm here. I'm on.
Matriarchy 880 Wrestling. Turn in Thursday. There's going to be a hot match.
Follow me on Instagrams,
Mm-hmm.
Facebooks. If you've got Blue Sky, literally just go on Google, type my name, type Zeke Mercer, and you'll see me. And you can follow me.
You think Sky Blue is really pissed about Blue Sky as a concept?
No, because
No?
if she really wanted to, she could make really good money.
Okay.
She
could.
She could
work it.
play with that. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
not even that hard to do. Like all she has to do is just like because if she really wanted to, let's
Mhm,
be honest. Because the amount of simps who follow that poor girl around,
Mhm.
like make your
I've
money.
seen how some people.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. The people I'm talking about. If y'all see how they act around that woman, Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah, therapy in the shower. It will change your life, guys.
Wait, what?
Therapy in the shower.
Therapy in the shower. I
Shower.
thought you said something about peeing in the shower. Guys, Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Sorg
Zeke
needs to
Mercer.
go to bed.
Zeke Mercer
Therapy in
may
the
or may
shower.
not pee in the shower. The Rizz
No, Sorg, don't say
Yes.
that.
and Sorgatron, and we're gonna resolve those questions and more on patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show on the After Talk. Guys, thank you so much. It's good to be back in studio. Good to have a great conversation with a lively chat room. Thank you everybody for the comments in the Facebook group. And we will be next week hotel podcasting once again, most likely. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.